Did you know that an average snake sheds its skin 2 to 4 times a year? At quick glance, it would seem Tubby tries to do the same through music.
Because vulnerability is our superpower as artists. That's like our resource we tap into. Then your power spread out from there, what you do, like fast flows, this, you express this, you sing like this. But the main source of power is vulnerability. So of course you touch on your personal life, because this art is for you. It's like, if I didn't make the music, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be happy with myself if I wasn't making music. So as long as I can tap into that, express it in the records, then I'm happy. And then what happens next with the song? Okay, song structure, build, what. Everybody else's enjoyment then comes in. Other factors, topics, bars.
6 solo bodies of work since he started in 2019, 16 songs on Assist in 2024, and with a 2025 offering slithering on the horizon, somehow he's still all about the toot. Today I asked the rapper you know as Tyson Sybateli to shed some light on his life. Hey everybody, I'm Helen Herimbi-Moremi, that's HHM, and this is a Helen Herimbi-Moremi podcast. And I say this every week, so I don't know if you guys are tired of hearing it, but if you're new here, this is the space where I get to speak to musicians who really intrigue me, the type of people whose music makes me go, And today I'm hanging out with rapper extraordinaire, the industry don't love him, Tyson Sybateli.
Yes, yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm good. I have to always have my brother in my mind because he always has to remind me, it's not Sybateli.
Yeah.
It's Sybateli.
Yeah, you actually said it correct on first try.
Because it's in my mind, don't mess up, it's Sybateli. But I think for most people who watch the pod and people who are my age are going to be like, what the heck is a Sybateli?
I know. So, firstly, the whole name breakdown. Because my name is Tubby, so from a very young age, I got a nickname of Telly. From Telly Tubby, so that's how the Telly came from. So my whole life, even at home, everybody would just call me Telly. But that was the name they gave me. I've always wanted to give myself a name.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, my mom would always call me Tyson. She still does. So I was just
Why?
let me adapt that. Oh, I was a chubby baby with muscle.
So you were like Mike Tyson?
Yeah. And because I would hit a lot of the kids in them lives. We go, all kids would play, link up, what, and then they said, I don't know about this, but they said a lot of people would always come back to the kid and go, Tubby so shy, Tubby so shy, bang man.
Is it because you were a Tubby so Mlads? They were like, this doesn't match. Are you Zulu? Are you not?
I don't even know. I was a kid. I don't know. But they said, you just fought everybody. Yeah. Whenever anything happened, popped off. So, Tyson. So, yeah, that was that. And then the saber really came because, as I said, I wanted to give myself a name. And I was just like, I like the saber-tooth cat. And I was like, it's the coldest cat. And rap, you got to be a cold cat. What? So I was like, the saber-tooth. I was like, okay, we're going to delete the tooth. I'm going to say Telly. But I don't like the S-A-B-E-R of saber. Doesn't look cool. So I was like, S-Y-B-A. We'll just say the say is off of the clowns. And we'll roll with it.
That's very thought out. That's very deep dive.
Yeah.
I would have if somebody just said, I'm going to give you $1 million. What does this name mean? I would have been like,
right, it's got history.
I wouldn't have come up with that. But I'm glad you actually said it. I wasn't even going to ask you that question, but here we are. I always say to people at the start of the show, this is about what intrigues me, right? So obviously we're going to talk about your music and why you are so interesting to me, but what's been super intriguing to you in the past couple of days?
Past couple of days?
Yes.
I've been watching a lot of wrestling, mainly the Elimination Chamber and War Games matches. They put them up on YouTube. They were supposed to be on our Netflix, I guess, but it's on the Netflix over there.
Okay.
So I've been on the YouTube channel just watching all the old Elimination Chamber matches because before wanting to be a rapper, I wanted to be a scientist and a WWE wrestler. Straight. I wanted to fight.
Those two things feel like they're so...
Listen, They related in a way.
Okay, tell me.
I'll show you.
Tell me.
I wanted to help John Cena fight like Randy Orton and Edge. That's the sole reason why I wanted to be a WWE wrestler, so I can like step up. Just like, let me go fight those guys for John Cena, because every day you watching TV,
Why did you have to fight them for him?
Because he was losing. So it was like, I want to be
How
this thing.
How does he lose
so
when no one can see him?
That's a good question. But that's what I wanted, right? And now the reason why that ties in is because, of course, is it method acting? Sort of. They're acting, right? Mm-hmm. It's performed by professional athletes, and they're acting, and they're selling you on narratives on all these concepts. And same with this music thing. Your world building, your storyline selling to people. There's a narrative. This guy's this. He's cold. He's rugged. He's from the hood. He's shy. He's this. He's high fashion. He's high art. The same concepts kind of play out in WWE. And because I love that so much, I could easily take those kind of interests and play them into the music space as well.
Yeah. I feel like AKA used to say that.
He loved wrestling too.
Yeah, I feel like he used to say that a lot.
Telling you.
But okay, wrestling and science.
Yeah.
Tubby so Emlazi.
Yeah.
Very interesting kind of upbringing. And I don't want to dwell too much into that because, full disclosure, I had a whole other interview prepared for Tyson. And then last night he was like, do you want to hear some new songs? Here you go. So we're going to go in a different direction and talk about some of these new songs. But before we do that, I was telling you that the first time I heard you was a couple of years ago. It might have been like 2023 or something like. I'm very late to the party.
No, that's mad early.
But you were out like since 2019. So it's kind of late for me. But I was also like on music break, right? And this specific day was just a bad day, man. Like everything that could go wrong had gone wrong.
Yeah.
We'd had some like hectic conversations with family, all of this. And my brother was like, do you want to go to this event? So we go, and there you are performing at this park.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm sitting way in the back. And just kind of like, I'm not really even watching. I can see you, but like, everyone's having the time of their lives and I'm just there in the back. And I heard you say, all my angels got baby teeth.
Wow, yes, I did say that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the bar. All my angels have baby teeth, never on me. I was really going off right there. But
and I was just like, wait, what? Do you remember this song?
Yes, I know. I'm very. Lyrics are tough for me. Lyrics are very tough. But I remember that exact lyric. I don't remember the build up or like after. I just know the flow because I kept going. We were all raised by a community, but that comes after.
Yes,
but
you said all your angels have baby teeth and they go back to heaven younger than you.
Yeah.
Bird to Rhyme says younger than me.
Back to heaven, younger than me. Kanye, Lisa protecting me. They don't leave us when they get wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's a really like deep and dark thing to say at Groove, basically. And I was just very curious about that song specifically. The song's called Growth, off the Home album.
It was the main song really that describes the entire album.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, you see, you said you were having a bad day, right? Well, that song summed up all my bad days, the bad days that I had in that whole year building up to even making that song, really. Yeah. And it's even how I start. Like, my car got flat. I called my dad. I'm still at work in hell because I was working retail, like, and I loved it. Like,
you loved it?
I love working a 9 to 5. I'll never frown on stuff like that because, like, the people I look up to worked casual 9 to 5s, like my mom, my dad, my sisters, my uncles, casual people. Like, everyday people are the people I've always respected, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Back to the song. I remember I got flat, and like I was inside, I was working, blah blah blah, and then one of the car guards comes inside the workplace and is like, "Yo, the owner of the blue car's you, nah?" I was like, "Yeah, it's me, dog." He's like, "Oh, the flat." I was just like, out of all the things that could happen, a lot of things were happening. The homie had passed. I couldn't go to his funeral because it was on the same day. No, I couldn't go to her funeral because it was on the same day as another homie's, right?
Oh, wow.
Their funerals both fell on the same day. It was like very sad. Very, very sad.
How old were you guys?
I was like 19, 20.
What happened to them? That's so sad. Complicated.
Yeah. But these people is the reason why I even got my retail job. They helped me get the job, right? So I'm very thankful to them. So we still went sort of fam, what. So when I got that flat, I was just like, out of all the things that's what made me break down. Like they passed, I didn't cry, stayed firm. Next person passed, stayed firm. It was in the same month.
Yeah.
This happened. Cop said, yeah, this car's not yours. So they had me in handcuffs one day after work. I'm like, brother, this car's always parked here. Everyone's telling them this car's mine. They're like, nah, show us the keys. I'm like, here's the keys. They're like, you took them. But just that happened. And then the very next day was when the car got a flat. I was just like, you know what? God's doing something to me. And so a month or so went by, and then I could like make that song, because at the same time, like having fallouts with friends and stuff. So when I started the song like that, I knew that this is gonna be it. This is what describes everything for me. We'll summarize this here, package it, and we're done. And so that's why when I say all my angels have baby teeth, was because my friends didn't even get to make it to like 22, 21. Like, yo, brother, we just got out of high school. Like, you were supposed to be here. You know, and like it touched me, because it's like, why do I get all these opportunities and I'm taking this stuff for granted? And like, they even got this chance.
Yeah.
That's what got to me. I was like, okay, I'll make sure on all my songs, I never forget to say them. So in all my tapes and all my records, I say all their names every single time.
I know, like you open the Eve album by talking with them.
Always.
About them as well.
Always.
And I think for me, like those are some of the things that separate like who's a good rapper and who's a great rapper, in the sense of like, and I know like some of our faves do it as well, right? Like taking the universal, which is like grief and loss, and making it personal. Because even naming those people, like saying their names, I think that's important, even if we don't know them. Like it feels like we're going on this journey with you. So I guess like, is that your out loud diary, or do you feel like I only give you a little bit of my life in your music in general? I
try to visit my life in at least a line or two and not bombard you with too much vulnerability, like the entire verse, because I know that's heavy for people to listen to. Like the fact that you say when you heard growth, you were like, whoa, this is a little heavy. Most of my verses are like that. We hear it, I'm like, okay, cool, let's cut it down. Because like growth was like way longer at some point, and then I was just like, yeah, no, I did that for me. In the final version, we'll cut that down. It's like, as long as I can get it out there, because vulnerability is our superpower as artists. That's like our resource we tap into. Then your power spread out from there, what you do, like fast flows, this, you express this, you sing like this. But the main source of power is vulnerability. So of course you touch on your personal life, because this art is for you. That's like, if I didn't make the music, I wouldn't be who I am. Like I wouldn't be happy with myself if I wasn't making music. So as long as I can tap into that, express it in the records, then I'm happy. And then what happens next with the song? Okay, song structure, build, what. Everybody else's enjoyment then comes in. Other factors, topics, bars. Yeah.
It's so interesting that you say like you basically edit your songs. Like you edit your verses. So that essentially what we're hearing as the public is not necessarily the full thing. Like the full thing stays with you. Where does that come from? Because I think for most artists, it's like, I want to express myself. So I'm telling you everything and I'm leaving it there.
You see, the times we're in right now, there's this thing where people want to know too much of the people's content they engage with. I want to know where you sleep at, where you stay, who you with, what do you do as an activity, how's this person's normal day-to-day life? And I don't even post my personal life or engage that much on social media. So same thing on the records. Like I'll touch on it in a line or two. I'll go as far as I want to. But some aspects I need to keep just for me. So I can't share it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like breaking down and editing a song, I'll listen to it and I'll go, okay, this will bring off this kind of feeling. I'll know already, this will bring off this kind of feeling. This will make someone feel a little too much or ask me if I'm okay. Let's condense.
Yeah.
Let's cut. Okay, I've done it. For me, feel good. I've listened to it, the 4-minute version. Okay, cool. Let's cut it. Let's make it 2 minutes. And it's the same. I think I'm just too hard on myself already when I'm making like normal records. Like I'll make a song, play for my friends. Like, yo, what you think? Not like I want them to say, it's good. Maybe you can fix. I don't ever want them to say that. Don't even bother. Because even if you say that, I'm not going to listen to you. Just tell me how it makes you feel. What?
Like you're not asking for production advice.
But then I'll say to them, hey, I made the song, right? I don't like the hook. Or I don't like this verse. They'll be like, yeah, what? What? I'm like, nah, we'll do 3 more. So like it'll be 2 verses done. We'll do 3 more. Then we'll see which verse works. You end up using those first original verses, but at least I did the others.
What's the point of that?
For me, and for the art, it's what works for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do switch out the verses, or we do condense this, or we do change the hook, like from a high tone delivery to a more monotone. And I'm like, okay, that sets this kind of mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta edit your work.
I mean, as a writer, I agree. But as someone who likes rappers, I want to know. I want to know everything. But you said something very interesting that I think we don't get to talk about a lot in a culture of like hyper consumption, right? Like, I agree with you that we are in a space where everyone wants to know every single thing about an artist, right? And even if you look at a podcast like this, right, we're trying to do deep dives based on the music. But at what point do we say, like, it's enough that the person put the song out?
Exactly.
Like, what, I guess my question is, what do you foresee the future of post-song sharing being? Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
No, I get you. You're just asking about the times we're in right now. What does it mean for music with all this invasiveness, right?
More so, what would you want? Because you're gonna be making music forever, right?
Yeah.
So in the future, what would be like the most optimal thing instead of you sitting down on a podcast and talking about your life?
I actually like some interviews. I don't know if you realize I haven't done interviews in a long time because it's like it doesn't make sense. We're talking about the same stuff, clickbaity stuff. People who don't care for me are interviewing me. So I like this. But for me personally, what I would want in this space, here's your music, engage with it how you will. Here's the story. Here are the shows. I'm good. I think social media is already dying.
You think social media is dying?
It's dying.
Why is that?
It's not, it's going by the old term, it's not even social anymore. It's content media. That's what I think, personally. Because people have Instagram pages with like 2 posts. When last have some of you posted? There's no DP. You feel like you have to present a perfect image to post on Instagram. Your followers don't engage with it. It's more so like the algorithm that feed. And TikTok is a platform where you can engage within someone's content and not even have to follow them. You just like the content. So followers don't fucking matter. Personal life doesn't really matter. People just like the thing you do and they're entertained by it or they enjoy it. Yeah. So where's the social in that? It's content media.
I feel like what's probably smart for artists to do, and I think for all of us actually, is to go offline. Like, what is your offline life looking like, right?
I'm already offline.
Yes, but I mean, like, for some people, it's like a show, right? It's like a live show. But I mean, like, literally connecting with people offline.
Physically again, like meet and greet, store pop-ups, come sell your merch, come do a live show. That's where you'll get me more than anything. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. Not even trying to, I'm doing it.
That's dope. I wasn't planning on asking you this, but you were showing everyone in the studio your tattoo. Yeah. What is the deal with the nyoga?
I'm gonna get another one. Oh, just
I believe you.
Snakes only. Really.
Why?
I thought I was gonna get it by February, but like growing up, I moved a lot from Mlazi to Joburg, Kempton, PTA North, Centurion. Now where I'm at right now that I won't disclose.
Keep it offline.
Yeah.
Why were you moving around so much?
Just my dad's work. Like he got opportunities, so we got to like leave where we were at and like into better situations and stuff. Better situations, found our family, and I'm like blessed for that. Yeah. So his work was always taking him to like different places that the company was moving. And then so I'd always get to like schools, like not like in primary, of course, like before we like settled in like PTA. Would always like I'd get to schools, have to make new friends, get bullied a lot, what. But like what was going on in like creches and like grade 1s and those type of schools or daycares was there was always like a snake photo shoot. Like they bring a snake and kids pose with the snake. I've done maybe 4 or 5 of those photos the way we were always changing schools.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we changed to school. The one time, the day I started at that creche or whatever it was, they whooped out the snake. I was like, yeah. And it's cold and it was nice. And then also when we like visit
Did
the
you
zoo.
say it was cold and nice?
Yeah. Snakes are cool.
Okay.
Snakes are cool. It's nothing deep. And then also just how when you go to the zoo, I love that part. Like it always fascinated me. And it took me a minute to realize that I really, really like snakes. And so it was just like because this was with me when I was young, this is for my inner child more than anything.
That is so interesting. I thought you were gonna say no, it's Tagazelo or like, something like that. But like it's
I try to refrain from saying African spirituality in like a lot of public kind of things because people can either take it in a positive way or take it in a, the association with snakes.
Yes.
In that type of realm, it's always something negative or so I'm like, I can't even lean into that. And my mom's cool. She's just like, yeah, people will say what they say, but you'll know what it means. I'm like, yeah.
It seems like you have a really wholesome family life, like the way that you talk about.
I mean, my parents are blunt. I've always read like, if I'm a hater, they hate us. If I complain, they complain us. Like they're very real from the very start. They've never ever forced me to be anything that I didn't want to be. You get me? So like a bit of freedom. So
then, like, why would you think your mom hates you when you speak to her every day?
It's because our relationship like turned sour in a point in my life where I felt like the whole world is against me. Like things weren't going my way. People are passing and like she's being hard on me. Like, yo, school, this. I was studying part-time. I was working a job as well. I had left music. I was just like, I was not feeling this music thing until like I linked with Ricky and like with Bram. And he was just like, nah, you do music. I was like, nah.
He could just spot it.
Yeah, he was mad friendly. We moved with him that day. It was mad cool of him. But yeah, like my mom was very much on my case about everything. Like, nah, this job is not for you. Go do this. I did some IT test where people like take courses and stuff like that. I just wrote the test, got like the distinction in it. And they like wanted me to continue in that thing. I was just like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling all of these things. I get them though. They just wanted security. They wanted me to be making money and be like, be safe.
Yeah.
So I get the pressure, but it was like too much on me. It wasn't until like my friend passed, right? Like the one where both the funerals fell on the same day, right? And then I went back home and then my mom knew, like this friend of mine was always come by the house, like we'd always hang, right? Or like we'd go see him. She knew him, like all my little friend group. So when she got the news, like I broke down, like I cried on her shoulder, like for once, like my mom hugged me. Like we don't do that.
Really?
We tough. So when I cried, like my mom hugged me, I'll never forget that. It was just like, yeah. So she cut me some slack. From then on, like we became cool.
Did you hug her more now?
Yeah, she hates
You give her space.
She goes, but like I hug my mom, man. She's cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think your story is like very interesting because it's very rare that rappers can call their dads because they need help. Like, it's very rare that they can be like, I speak to my mom every day and we have our things, but
yeah, that's my name.
Or even like how in the newer music, or like throughout your catalog, like you talk about how your mom will tell you to pray before you eat and things like that, right? Like it's so wholesome. It's so like...
Because I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian. We've heard the casual story of, oh, we grew up without a father. Oh, what. We've heard all these stories in music, I guess, and that's not my story. So why would I lie? I see the pipeline of these kind of stories working, but it would be fake of me to even lean into that. It would be fake of me to even lean into the, oh, we struggled, we had it hard. Yeah, I mean, we all did it. South Africa, really.
I feel like that comes through, like this kind of attitude comes through a lot, like even on Handout, right?
Yeah.
Like you are hard on people. You're like basically like get it together.
And it's very new of me. Like it took me a while to establish boundaries in like my actual relationships. The reason why I was like shy and like turned off of everything. I struggled being functioning in absolutes. That's what I do right now. I know I shouldn't because things are very nuanced, but like I believe things are either black or white, whatever. Things are going on, you should lean on to that. So like I couldn't tell people no. A long time I couldn't tell people no. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time I wanted to like help everybody, like for no reason, even at my own disadvantage. I'd always be like, let me show up for Mang Mang, let me show up for this, let me do this. Mang Mang wants me to do this, I'll do it. You need that, I got it. You stretch yourself thin, you burn out, you start hating your own life when really you just need to save up a lot of that energy for yourself.
Yeah.
So that was just a selfish anthem, really.
Okay, got you. I feel like the two new songs that are coming up are, I don't know if they're anthemic, but I feel like they're earworms.
Yeah.
The first one is Teflon Cards.
Oh, Teflon Cards.
What even is that title? What does it mean?
For the longest time, I'm about to give you a story.
Tell me.
For the longest time between, how my 2023 and 2024 went, it was very much life needed me to show up. But like these things are happening. Like my granny passed. We showed up. We handled that funeral arrangement with my family and all that stuff. We still came back up the whole thing. And I was transitioning from leaving the job now, trying to go fully into this music thing with the label and stuff. But the pressure's here. Yeah. I'm thinking when I get there, I got a team of people, so most of the work is now handled and what.
When you get to the label, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was even like more work. Like
for you.
I'm still dealing with grief. This is more work. I'm still transitioning from, will this make me the money that I was making from my little 9 to 5 and like sustain my needs and stuff? Will this pan out? So it's I'm scared of that. It's the anxiety, it's the loss, I still gotta get in that building and work harder than I did before. And it was just like transitioning was very tough. And so the music experience was very tough. So I had to delay whatever I was doing. I planned the album after that, and was just like, let's stop all of that. Let's make a little something that I'm feeling in the moment. So when I did drop on the label Present, it was the songs I was making at the moment. I saved up the rest, but the songs that I felt good with were the ones was like, I talked to Tato that day, we made that song. I spoke to Landrose, we made that song. So it was Present. That's why it was called Present. I was like, because I have to put something out. I have to show that, I'm here. I don't want to waste the momentum I've built up,
Yeah.
So I did show up even under all that pressure. And then when the year ended and panning out into 2024, I needed a break from music. Like I was just like, it's taking so much from me. I need to deal with this loss. I need to deal with transitioning.
That's so mature.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I have a lot of time on my hands now, and I'm learning new hobbies. I'm learning what I want from music better now that I have all this time, Instead of this fear of I need to survive, I need to make money. Because like then I was like, do I even care about these things this music can attain me? Do I even care about these awards? Do I care about being at these clubs and what? I don't. I never have. But now I was very sure of that I don't want that for myself. So that's what was 2023 and 2024 for me. So for the longest time when I was trying to make music, I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, this song, okay. I rap good. Oh, okay. I've already made a rapidy rap joint. So I found a beat. That's a beat I made. Teflon Cards is a beat I made years ago.
Oh, really?
Years ago. I don't even have the project. We didn't even have the project file for that beat. I was going through my laptop. I found it. Called my boy up like, yo, I actually want to record to this. He was like, he'll find a way to stem, separate, and operate. We did that, and that's the first song I recorded. Coming back to music sometime in 2024. And I was just like, yeah, I love this. This is it. We're going to build the next project on this. It's the main song. Teflon Cards, more so about the cards we've been dealt in this life and how I've played my hand. Like I can get mad, but it's like I still have advantages compared to other people. Although I don't have these other people's advantages, I have my own. Like I'm blessed more than anything. Like I got a plan if you don't.
Why are the cards Teflon?
Nothing's harder than Teflon. You know that thing on the frying pan? Oh, yeah.
So these are hard cards.
I don't know who I was talking to. We're talking about parts or something. Just random convos. We're just like, yo, what's that in the part? What makes it hard? The what? I don't forgot the damn names. But like, I think it was like Teflon. I was like, ooh, that sounds good. I've heard Teflon from like Rick Ross and that and so forth. So I just searched up the word. I was like, I like Teflon. Yeah. So it was just going to be called Cards, but Teflon Cards is way better. These no cards are better than these ones. They hard. They mine. Yeah.
You are a civilian. You talk about pots and stuff.
Yeah. Regular.
I really like how your writing throughout your catalog is quite vivid, right? I think you and Pretty, actually, we'll talk about Pretty in a second.
I love that guy.
But you write like quite vividly, right? So like I feel like I can see the story when you're rapping, right? And on this specific song on Teflon Cards, you're talking about like making these beats, like these flips, sending them out, and then you think you're balling because you have so much money.
I was selling But yeah, go on.
No. You can tell us the story, but like, I'm just curious about who did the beats go to? Is it any songs that we would know?
Nah. Like it's hey. So I used to sell stuff.
Stuff.
We're not gonna get into it. I used to
Okay.
sell stuff. I mean,
Okay.
we all did from where I was from. Come on.
Okay.
Gotta hustle. And I
You're
sold
from like a bunch of places. So which where I'm from?
PTA, the homies I made, like the ones that would give me a place to record were like my friends were always a little older than me, 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And so they were selling stuff and they let me come to their house and record, even though I'd record with like an iPod Nano or come with like my little mic. With the money I made from what they gave me to sell or what they also sold on their own, cool. I could like afford this little capsule kind of mic, like in simple, record. I got to rob them my laptop, so I didn't even have a laptop, so I used his laptop, save it, pass all the tracks on my phone, go back, stuff like that. I sold beats to them and their friends and like people who just like wanted to rap. Like they put their stuff up on Data File Host and SoundCloud. Cool, they never made it. They got jobs, I think. Some. One went to jail, but like he came out like, come on, small house robberies. It's a cool dude. Like,
I don't think we should be like, come on, you know?
it's like I don't
No,
think
we're not condoning.
no, never. But it's like he's the victim to his situation. You
Yeah.
gotta do something. I get it. And then we like found like, boy.
Yeah.
But it's like it wasn't even like my immediate friends. Just like I won't even call them acquaintances because I spent so much time recording with these people and they gave me a place. But it was different people, by the way. So yeah. So I used to sell beats, get my money, what, because I didn't like get really an allowance at home.
Yeah.
Like my sister got a job somewhere, like a jewelry store, and that was dope. So she could like afford to like give me some.
Is your sister older?
Yeah, by like
'Cause
2
she
years.
stay giving you stuff. Like
Yeah,
the
she-
FaceTimes, she like you always talking to your sister.
When I said a FaceTime, because she was getting an iPhone upgrade, she was like, here, because she knows me, I don't care for phones. So she was like, take my old one. Here,
Yeah.
take this iPhone. Here, take this one. She just pass it down. Or she'll help me buy one. Like I'm already about to buy it. She'll like, go at least the rest of the money. I've always been hustling. That's my thing. So I'd sell beats, I'd sell this, I'd get to go on dates, I'd get to hang out among my peers because I was able to make this happen. They don't even know. And it's like, they shouldn't know.
Yeah.
I never ever want to be like, oh, I don't got it. Oh, I can't make this. A plan can be made.
Yeah.
So I always made a plan.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels like the underlying message of Teflon Cards, right? Because you say you got to the end of the line and God was like,
Yeah.
Pelile, basically.
Ran out of luck.
Yeah.
Hey, I was the last one. Swear. I used to think I'm not lucky. Then I was like, nah, I actually am.
Yeah.
So that's what basically that whole thing is. Like, actually, these are good cards
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So yeah, old beat inspired me to get back into music, and this is the main focus joint for this coming tape.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Are you able to say what the tape is called?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Faith Buried Amehlo. But just, you can call it Amehlo, because I like one-word titles.
What does it mean? Faith buried.
You see, if I break down the concept now, it's going to be like, I'm giving you the story of what you're about to hear.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it, but I will say I'm trying to wrap up a trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, a trilogy I started from home.
So in the trilogy is Home the first one?
Yeah.
And then Present the second?
No.
So this is going to be the second one?
Yes.
Why did you want to do a trilogy?
I love The Weeknd, and I thought his trilogy thing was so fire. So when we did Home, it was first called Fireworks and What with an F, and this is called Faith Buried Amehlo. Then I was like, nah, let me change Fireworks and What's into Home after going through it. And it was even Braxton at some point. And once I made that and it came out the way it came out, even the unplanned album cover, the album cover was supposed to just be the blank face. And this album cover it's not going to be the face as
something
well,
else.
but it's going to have the face just so people can see the continuation and the color theme. Yes, I had planned this out for a long time.
Yeah.
A very long time. And then the album after that was after this current one was supposed to be detailed, but right now it's like changed completely.
Okay.
Let me focus on this one right now, and then we'll see when we give the trilogy,
Yeah.
when we finish it.
Okay. So on Teflon Cards, there's a line you say about like, made God laugh while sharing these plans. Who's out here telling these jokes?
Yeah, you've heard the saying that you make plan, God laughs. It's like never plans are never linear.
Yeah.
It's taken me a long time to accept that because when things don't, a lot of things have not gone my way in life, and a lot of things have. But I focus more so on things not going my way, so I try to be so controlling of every single thing, of outcomes I can't even control. I try to control them.
Yeah.
Try my best, every single thing. Yeah. So I couldn't control some of those things. You got to leave it to God. You got to make, in some of my plans, I got to make room for God. So like these plans can't be linear as much anymore. Like I brainstorm an idea, like I need to go from here to here. It's not going to be straight, but we going to get there.
Yeah.
So regardless of what happens, it's charge it to it and keep going.
The Bible also tells us man plans, but God decides.
Swear.
And you have a song about how God decides.
Yeah.
And I think even naming this upcoming album, the first part of it being Faith, like just reinforces this golden thread in your music. And I'm curious about why.
You're not the first to pick up this thread. I was having a meeting with someone regarding my music and what they plan to do, what we're planning to do, right? And they were like, you very much, religious was the word they used. And I was just like, nah, spiritual, really. Spiritual is the word. Excuse me. And I was just like, I don't even think it's on purpose. Mm-hmm. I swear it's not on purpose. It's just higher entities exist. The divine source exists. We all operate from it. Prayer is all we have in this world, more than anything, well, at first. So I believe that, regardless of how things are going, you just got to believe in something greater than you.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to approach songs like that, but I never forced it. It was just like, okay, we'll take to music. Whatever comes to me, comes to me. And then that's what's always being said. Then I picked up the theme myself. It went actually from, if you peep my old works, into a hateful relationship with like spirituality and like God. Like I was very much mad at God because of the things that was happening in my life that were negative. To I get it now, I understand. To I actually am blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's me finding my belief in faith, really. And how in real life, also, I didn't have the best relationship. Like I didn't go to church.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't a kid that went to church.
Did your parents go to church?
No, they never forced it on me. They did.
Okay.
When they did. And then they were just like, yo, you can pray at home and you believe what you believe. You're good. And it's because like family is family, right? But like some people have like a different religion. Some people go to jail and pick up a different religion. And now it's just like...
And didn't you tell us you switched to Islam? You switched your lifestyle to Islam?
In beliefs, more so in, no, not in beliefs, in a practice of, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. In the practice of discipline, let me just keep it at that, like general disciplines, because there's different things you can grab from each religion that's like...
So are you saying you're inspired by...
numerous religions?
By discipline in Islam?
Yes, very much. Very much. And it's because it's like people make jokes like the one cousin get out of jail and now they're like, oh, say Muslim man, I pork. And it's like, yo, respect him. Like if it makes him a better person, you can't really frown on the belief.
Yeah.
So like I've seen that. I've seen all of this. I've seen people go from not being religious to like super religious, and I'm just like, oh, that's beautiful. Let me document that in music and what it means for me.
Yeah.
Of course, because my relationship also, it's not as linear.
Yeah. I think you also kind of bring it into the second new song.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what it's called. Help My Odds.
Help My Odds.
Yeah. Because that feels quite like talking to and about God.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even
Tell
planned.
me a little bit about that.
Was not even planned. We were trying to make music. As I said, I think that's the second song I recorded off the Teflon Cards that I liked. Those songs in between, I was just like, it's okay. This one banged. But I was like, oh my gosh, I can't get the hook right.
Yeah.
I can't get the hook right. So it was like a very singy kind of hook, and I just had to get rid of it and like just talk. Just talk how you feel. Talk your shit. And that's what I did on the hook, right? I was like, yo, all I can do is thank God. And that's what helped my odds is. Like, yo, I actually got good odds.
Yeah.
Crazy enough.
And then you also say all your dogs need God.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that sounds like evangelism to me. Like, I don't know, like, you know, maybe you're bringing your friends into the faith. But you know that meme about like, I pretend to be okay, but deep down inside, my sock is slipping in my shoe.
Wow.
And things like that. Like, that's just one of the things. So you'll say, I pretend I'm okay, but blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
So when I was listening to Help My Odds, I was like, okay, cool. There's this chant, you know, this two chant. And then towards the end of the chant, it's two, two, two. And I'm like, for people who are 35 years old and older, what is that? Why do you keep doing it?
The significance of the number 2 in my life, it showed up everywhere.
Okay.
Even at work when you assigned a number and a code to operate on until I had like the 222. The
Really?
2s were everywhere. And people go, they search up the meaning, balance, being at the right place at the right time. It's whatever you assign it to you. Me, it just tells me that, yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. You are where you are. You're doing well. Right course. Keep going, boy. Whenever I see them 2s, it's alignment. It's perfect alignment. Whenever you see a 2 on its own, a 22, or the 222, oh my God, we're going. We're going even better. You're on everywhere. Every house number we've lived at 2.
Really?
20. We stayed at number 20 multiple times. We stayed at 02. Everything. And I'm the second born. It's like the number 2, very significant to me. Very much. So it was like, and I leaned into that by accident when I did like the tag and stuff like that. But on this song, it was like, I'm teasing a song within a song. There's the song I have, I only perform it. I don't know if I'll drop it. The 2 chant, just the 2, 2, 2, just because it's me.
Yeah.
It's my brand. It's my thing.
And obviously you had 2 Up with Nanette. Yeah, I felt so old, bro, because I was like, I see you're doing it all the time. And obviously I'm quite late to your music.
Yeah.
So I was like, I missed something, clearly.
Ah.
And only to find out, no, it's your lucky number, basically.
Let me tell you, 2 Up with Nanette is 3 minutes, 33 seconds. And it's the 3rd track. And the song before has Tap the Soul. And it's 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Planned. Artistry is very important to me. That
is it artistry or is it OCD? Not a diss, not
both.
coming for you.
No, you got me. No, you got me. You low-key, you got me.
Because it feels very like, I have
to
have it this way.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it's artistry, it's fine. So on the song, you say your life is like Thames' body.
God body. Double my lens. Rear view mirror, can't see my friends.
When I heard the Thames thing, I chuckled because I'm like, okay, it's a great life.
African beauty right there.
And what I was gonna say about Pretty Ugly earlier is I feel like you guys both do this thing, and we discussed it when he was on the pod as well. Like, you guys do this thing where you'll take us on this journey with you. You'll bring us along to this like story, right? That obviously we're not in your life, so it's like, oh yeah, now we're there with you, like, you know, experiencing your life. And then you'll be like, oh, and then the hoes are gonna be down to F. Just like, what?
I just try to tell jokes, really.
Is it jokes?
I try to tell jokes, like at least a humor in the line that I actually mean. I mean, you don't hear me going, yo, I'm with the hoes, I'm with the what. I'd be lying if I said that. I don't got it in me like that. I'd be lying.
But why is that? And maybe it's not a question you can answer, but if you can attempt it, happy for you to try. What is that about, specifically in rap, where you are clearly a very smart individual, or you're even an interesting individual? You don't have to be smart. You're just giving us a take where we don't have a lot of that in mainstream. I know you don't think people think you're mainstream, but in mainstream hip hop. And then it's like you hide. It's like you go, oh, you know, it's like that Lauryn Hill line where she says, then I add an MFR. So you ignorant people hear me. Do you know the line I'm talking about?
Yes.
Trying to
Yes.
be kid-friendly here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it almost feels like you're putting in the hoes and bitches.
The set of rules. We know this. In this thing of ours, there's a certain things, or there's a certain narrative you need to have. If you weren't tough and you didn't struggle, if you didn't come from hardship, it's going to be very tough for you to sell what you're selling to people. Well, coming up previously, right now it's much easier.
Yeah.
Previously, you couldn't be in rap without being tough, gangster, have a gun. The works, right? Most of the people we looked up to growing up were tough in some way. Even Nas, someone so well-spoken and someone so intellectual, had to say, yo, he's got this, he's got friends who do this. Even Kendrick was like a civilian who also gets on the whole, yo, my friends did this, I was around this, I grew up within this. And it's like the set of rules in this thing of ours, a bit of ignorance, money, power, respect. So
it frustrates me so much. This is how I know I'm an auntie now.
Let me see.
Like,
not all aspects of hip hop are positive.
Yes.
But I think they need it. It's crazy enough. I think some of them are needed because like it's meeting the listeners where they are. Some people only understand that. So it's like I gotta meet you with the things you engage with sometimes. I get it. And me, like we're not perfect people. Ignorance is my thing too. We all are. At something.
Listen, I'm not saying like fully embracing my auntie-ness, right? But I'm also not ignorant to the fact that I grew up with hip hop like this, right? So I'm not saying, oh, you guys are so horrible, why are you doing this? I'm just saying like, because you're so much further than where we started, like
why do we still have to?
Yes.
I get you.
And especially because these things then become how we deal with each other as people, because we're like, oh no, the hoes are like this and these dudes are like this, and it's just like that's not even real. You can change that.
People say this on the record and then in real life they're the sweetest people. It's like they don't even believe or partake in those said things. Like people tell you, hey, pop pills, sip lean, and you're like, oh no, I've never sipped lean in my life. And it's like, then why are you talking about it in your records? So
weird.
There's certain things I don't say on records because I don't engage with. If you encounter most of my content, it's just personal life vulnerability, this, and then my experience with the said topics we're talking about, I actually have experienced.
Okay.
I actually got family in jail. I actually have shot a gun. I actually have done certain things, and it's like, but I can't say it in a way where I frown upon on it, because I feel like I'd be frowning upon me, the person I used to be. So I can't shit on me.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm gonna mention it. I know it's gonna make those people see me in a tougher light, but really I'm just like, I was from that. I'm not really into that anymore.
So it's a reflection. It's not an encouragement, it's a reflection.
It's a reflection and a brag at the same time. Like, I'll be very honest with you. We're all just bragging.
Okay.
But as long as you're bragging within your truth, keep going.
Yeah. So with this song, Help My Odds, I really, really like that the first verse feels, and you might disagree, but it feels very like early noughties flow. Like it almost feels like, like there's a specific era I'm thinking about, like even when Eminem was still active.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of like a Jay-Z in that kind of same early noughties era. And then your second verse, that flow is completely different.
It has to be.
Yeah, so like tell me a little bit about that switch up, and also how you think about how you want to sound, like literal sound on your songs.
So when we do a record, right, it's what's best for the story. It's what is best for the record. If you can't get a feature that's going to bring a different energy to amplify what you got to be that. That's why I'm Mr. Two. I can channel two different deliveries. That's the whole point. So like the first verse to me was very much, it was recorded second actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, first verse was recorded second after we came back and changed everything. So the first verse was recorded second because I was like, okay, now I can tone down and like get right to it. And I like that you said Eminem, because when I get into the flow, that technique, walking a warlike technique, talking of warlike technique, part of my foresight, pop no pills and I pour light. Yeah, man, I love that. Because it was like very much me and God talking of Fortnite. It was very much I try to do the Eminem inflection, the Slim Shady delivery, really. That's hinted in that. And then I say, who here knows just what they're doing in 24 hours and 300 days? Because it's like, damn near, you can go through a whole year. Time flies. We're already where we are.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to do something. You got to make the most with the situations you're in. So I was just like, let me try to do that with the verse, but also have fun for me. People won't understand the verse, actually. It's my lingo, but I haven't broken down my lingo. Technique is my word. It's my method. It's my rhythm.
Okay, so you're saying like you use technique in a way that we don't.
Let me break it down for you. This is the technique right here. This is technique. What you're doing over there, that's technique. But it's not like lingo that other people is using or doing what. It's just when I conversate with me and my people, it's like, yeah, nah, he's on technique. He's on timing.
Where does that come from? Why did you decide on the word technique?
I loved the word technique when I was chilling. And like when I referenced some old 5%er, the 5%er knowledge that the Wu-Tang engages in, right? What's today's mathematics, the supreme mathematics take, right? And he speak about methods, as in method man himself. It was like, you're the method of the day, the what niggas was going. And I was like, wow, the technique. And like we kept talking with like the homies and stuff like that. And I was like, no, I like technique. I have a song called The Technique. I don't know if that would drop too. It's just, I love the term, like my own language. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. That actually reminds me of, do you watch American Dad?
Briefly. I think, what's funnier than that? King of the Hill. Unrelated, but I love that more. But yeah.
So the mom, I watched some episode last week where the mom was trying to find a catchphrase. She was trying all these things that just weren't it. And then she eventually found one that everyone was like, that's amazing. Only to find out it's some like chips brand or something. Like, anyway, a very uncool way to end this podcast. But before we go, I guess just kind of trying to understand what your mind state is now that you've decided you're not going to do the 9-to-5 thing. You're in this music business full time. Yes, there is more work for you now. But like, what is your mind state now? Do you feel like you made the right decision?
So I told you about my transition from like the job into the label structure. And now I'm out of the label structure already in a short period. No bad blood, of course.
Oh, that was quick.
A lot of artists don't say stuff like that. Like, good relationship and like just knowing what I want for my career. I think more control more than anything. Because like I didn't want, as I said to you, I didn't want to be a mainstream huge artist and like show up and do these certain things and show up on a pop record with a verse. That's never been what I wanted. What I've wanted from this, like deep down, I don't even think I'm able to word yet, but I know it. I just know what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So in my current state, I feel like with this music thing, at some point we all stop. We all want to give up at times. I think that feeling comes to us every week. Every week, like, am I doing it? Am I reaching the right amount of people? I blame the views and the clicks and the streams showing on Spotify. You put pressure on yourself. You put pressure on yourself when you look at the social medias, and it's like once you turn all of that off, it's like when I started doing this in my bedroom, when I started even singing in the mirror with like holding a combing brush or something, I just wanted to express myself. I wanted to be a star.
Yeah.
You get me? So it was leaning back into those reasons for me, leaning back into why I love music, why I love it so much. And so it's easier to handle my days one by one instead of thinking of, I should be here, I should be crossing off these certain things, and I made mistakes back then, or I think our old highs or the highs we'll always reach, we'll never surpass them. It takes a lot to just be focused on the present and just like, today needs me more than tomorrow. So my music has been like that. Well, my career is like, okay, let me do what I can for Tyson today. I'll see what I'll do for Tyson tomorrow when it comes, and the next day and the next day, and hopefully it all adds up. Because like in that way it gets rid of the pressure, so that when something good does come along and it's like huge and it's more than what we expected, we can just be grateful, celebrating this, and keep going. Like bit by bit by bit, I just keep achieving.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's literally God's will for our lives, just to be thankful, to be grateful.
Less pressure, less anxiety. I love it right now.
That's so awesome. Thank you for coming to speak to me. I'm really looking forward to this new album. Come back when it drops. Or maybe don't. It's fine. Because you look like,
Nah, I'll talk about it. I don't even know if I'm going to do a lot of interviews. I just
That's
want to
okay.
do it.
You can do what you want.
I just want people to hear it and be like, and have a lot of questions and engage with it the way you do. And then be like, okay, he's back. Instead of okay, here's another product, let's consume. Also, treat it like art, man.
Yeah.
Don't hate me too. Like, yo.
Thank you, Tyson.
Aye.
So if you're watching this when the album is out, put in the comments what you think of it and tag him also.
Yeah.
My name is Helen Herimbi-Moremi. This has been a Helen Herimbi-Moremi podcast. I will see you next time.